Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's community update. My name is Stephanie Lucas, and I'm the Deputy Director of Horticulture and Operations at the Madison Square Park Conservancy. Madison Square Park Conservancy is the nonprofit organization licensed by the City of New York to fully fund and manage the space. 100% of the $5 million needed to operate and program the park is funded by our community. Our mission is to protect, nurture, and enhance Madison Square Park, creating an environment that fosters moments of inspiration. As stewards, we strive to engage the community through our beautiful gardens, inviting amenities, and world-class programming. We believe that in an urban setting, everyone deserves access to a park that allows for recreation, respite, and reflection. Tonight, we'll present an overview of upcoming programs and events, as well as provide space for questions and conversations within our community and partners. If you have any questions throughout tonight's presentation, please add them to the chat and we'll review them at the end of the session. We have some exciting improvements coming to the park this year. Free public Wi-Fi is now available throughout the park, and the borough president and city council have funded repaving of the southern end of the park, which is projected to kick off in June of 2022. Dogs are a beloved part of the community, and Madison Square Park's dog run is a popular place for owners and dog lovers. The dog run is located at the corner of 24th and Broadway and is under construction until July. We're expecting improved lighting, play areas, water features, and an easy to clean surface. A temporary dog run has been installed at Cherry Lawn at 25th near 5th Avenue, will be open all throughout the construction process. The dog run is open during all active park hours and the only place where off-leash dogs are permitted in Madison Square Park. The run has separate sections for large dogs and small dogs. And in the rare case where conflicts do occur in the run, MSP advises that patrons involved in dog run conflicts call 911 and take photos to address any issues or individuals involved. The Madison Square Park staff maintain the run and provide poop bags. And we're excited to celebrate our grand reopening of the run with a fun day of canine activities from our neighborhood partners in July. We're also restarting our popular Open Green Lawn program. We're excited to have a new oval lawn this season, and we're anticipating that the lawn will open in June. For those of you who are not aware of our website, you can go to the madisonsquarepark.org website and look at our lawn widget to find out when our lawns are open. But typically lawns are open 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day. And this widget will tell you which lawns in particular are open so you can plan your visit for the day in the park. And now I'd like to welcome Truth, who's going to talk about our art program.
Thank you, Stephanie. My name is Truth Mary Cole, and I'm curatorial manager of the art program here at Madison Square Park. Christina Iglesias' Landscape and Memory opens on June 1st. These are proposal images that you're seeing on your screen now. Landscape and Memory places 5 bronze sculptural pools, each flowing with water into the park's oval lawn. Before being buried underground during industrialization, a waterway called the Cedar Creek once coursed across the land where the park stands today. Christina Iglesias, with Landscape and Memory, conceptually and sculpturally unearths this ancient waterway for parkgoers with these bronze pools. Next slide, please. Perfect, thank you. Landscape and Memory will be complemented by a series of free public programs inspired by the exhibition. The annual Symposium Unearthing Public Art will take place on Friday, June 3rd at SVA Theater from 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Artists such as Maren Hassinger and Alice Aycock will join art world leaders to consider the way artists are unearthing concepts, history, and materials to inspire the work in public space. The symposium is free and open to all with an RSVP, so if you want to learn more, please visit our website. Starting on June 14th, we will have free lunchtime tours of Landscape and Memory every Tuesday and Wednesday at 12 p.m. throughout the summer. A series of art talks will take place on Wednesdays from June 15th through July 6th. Artists Vanessa German, Kavork Murad, Cynthia Dignot, and Adam Liam Rose will speak in Madison Square Park about their practices and also about landscape and memory. Music on the Green, a free series of free concerts, in collaboration with Carnegie Hall are back. Join us on the Oval Lawn on Wednesdays through July and early August to hear an evening of classical music. Additionally, a reflection board will be in the park in late July that invites passerby to share their ideas surrounding natural history. Public programming for landscape and memory will culminate this fall when artist Bo Bree has a series of performances. These performances are planned in collaboration with the kitchen. I would now like to pass it to Emily Dickinson, Senior Manager of Climate and Sustainability.
Thanks so much, Truth. As some of you may know, the Conservancy Sustainability Initiative kicked off in April 2021. We have a mission to protect the park and its species from climate change, and we do this by creating educational resources and programming to raise awareness to the impact that climate change has on the park and the species that call the park home. And we are trying new best practices to reduce our carbon footprint that we'll share with the community in green spaces across New York City. So to take a look at some of our programs, we have wildlife walks. These are to learn all about the park's diversity. So we invite you to join expert-led wildlife walks around the park. These happen once a month on the third Thursday of each month at noon. We have a food scrap drop-off each Wednesday in the park from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. This is offered through our partners at Grow NYC, which is another nonprofit. They take all of the food residents in the area.
I think we lost Emily there. But yeah, we have this amazing food drop-off waste where food waste and food scraps can be collected in the park and are turned into compost. We're also hosting a stop and swap Saturday, June 11th from noon to 3. You can bring your gently used items that you no longer need, or pick something that needs a new home, bring it to the park, and bring something home in exchange. Emily, are you back with us?
I am back. I'm so sorry about that. All right, if you want to go to the next slide. We also have a great volunteer opportunity to become a waste warrior at the park. We're always looking for new ideas to get involved, but waste warriors can come into the park and help us work with local businesses to improve recycling and composting around the neighborhood and reduce waste overall. And with that, if you have any questions about sustainability, feel free to reach out anytime. And I'll hand it over to Jess Kaplan for our horticulture update.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jessica Kaplan. I'm the horticulture manager here, and I will be speaking on horticulture. So first up, we have our native plant garden. Our spring display is currently on view. This container garden is designed to show off what you can do with native plants. We want to encourage New Yorkers to utilize our guide to restoring native plants in New York City and support the wildlife that calls the city home. Each design will highlight native plants to complement that season. Currently on view now are wild strawberries, violas, iris, and many other great plants. And our summer native plant garden will be installed mid-June, so keep out for that. And our other horticulture exhibition is Spring Forward into Summer, and it returns this month actually, and it runs until October 18th. So the theme is cutting gardens, and cutting gardens are designed to prioritize the production of cut flowers, allowing indoor access to the beauty and joy of nature. Through cut flowers, cosmopolitans and urbanites can enjoy the dazzling array of beauty, textures, and forms offered by the garden from the comfort of their homes. Flowers are used to mark monumental moments and signify collective feelings in our lives. From instances of celebrations to those of intense loss, the beauty of flowers reminds us of the cyclical nature of life and the seasons within it. Tulips, hyacinths, and daffodils provide some of the first blooms of the growing season. And gardens are ephemeral in nature. They bloom, they fade, and demonstrate the impermanence of all things and the need to start anew. Bulbs were planted in the fall and reaped in the spring, and it now allows for successions of summer flowers. And to go with our exhibition, our horticulture Zoom series will begin again in August with an evening with the author who will be discussing the cut flower industry. And our last webinar will be August 18th and will cover the slow flowers movement. Last spring, MSPC's Arboretum was upgraded to level 2 status, joining only 151 arboreta worldwide who meet strict maintenance criteria for their living collections. And just some statistics about our Arboretum. 11 trees were lost in 2021, mostly due to strength loss with age, emerald ash borer, and storm damage. And 18 trees were planted in 2021, which was really exciting. So for horticulture public programs, our garden walks began this spring, and they'll continue to happen the second Tuesday of each month. Garden Pride is back this year and will feature painted alliums throughout the park to celebrate Pride. And lastly, please save the note for our horticulture symposium, which will be on November 17th, with more information to come. So now I will pass it to Andy.
Thanks so much, Jess. Hi, everyone. My name is Andy Terzano. I'm the development manager here at Madison Square Park Conservancy. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I'm going to share a little bit more about how to get involved in the community and some upcoming events we have in the second half of 2022. So our membership program is a community of about 250 neighbors and community members and employees around the park. And membership starts at just $50 and includes access to member-only volunteer days, membership swag, tours, and our upcoming Shake Shack party, which is the member event of the season, if you ask me. But that's happening in June. So if you sign up now, you will definitely score the invite. Members not only get great perks to the program, but they also provide necessary and vital resources to the Conservancy to help us keep the park beautiful for everyone and to enjoy. So I'm sure we have some members on the call today, so thank you so much for your support. Another way to get involved is corporate volunteering. And this is welcome to businesses around the park in New York City. And it is a program for you to bring your employees or colleagues, about 20 at a time, for 2 hours. And programs include leaf raking, bulb planting, bulb pulling, bench painting. And it's a fantastic way for you and your colleagues to hang out and bond and build, moral support for each other. But it is also a great program because we need these projects done every year, and having 20 people on site for 2 hours helps us so much. So we're so grateful to our corporate volunteers. Next, I'm going to share a little bit more about upcoming events for the end of 2020. And that would be Leaf Fest and the tree lighting. Leaf Fest is our annual public program for all the community to enjoy, and all ages are welcome, where we just have a morning of collecting leaves in the park and some coffee and just a fun community event for everyone to enjoy. And that will be happening in the fall. Date is still TBD, but we will of course keep you posted. The next event is our annual tree lighting ceremony. Madison Square Park was actually the nation's first tree lighting ceremony, and that was in 1912. And it's exciting because this year is going to be our 110th tree lighting ceremony. So I hope to see everyone there. Again, it's going to be later in the year, obviously, in December. So we will keep you posted on that. And it's a great moment for the community to come together and celebrate the end of 2022. I'm now going to pass it back to Stephanie Lucas, our Deputy Director of Horticulture and Operations. Steph, take it away.
Thanks, Andy. I'd like to take some time to acknowledge some of our partners, including the Parks Department. So the Madison Square Park Conservancy is responsible for developing and maintaining 100% of Madison Square Park's resources. However, we work very closely with New York City Parks on their mission to build resilient, sustainable public spaces for both present and future generations. Through this partnership, we help ensure that the park remains a thriving resource that all New Yorkers can enjoy. Should you wish to host a special event, birthday party, or etc. in the park, you can visit nyceventpermits.nyc.gov/parks for more information on how to do that. And then just a reminder for park rules and regulations, please visit nycgovparks.org/rules, where you can find a full listing of rules and regulations of the park. And just to review some of our other community partners and resources, particularly around public safety and emergencies, sometimes things happen in New York. It's a big city, and we want everyone to be safe. If you see something, say something. But please call 911 if you were to see a fire, a crime, car crash, a medical emergency, or an animal fight or bite. And please call 311 if you have noise complaints. If you see things in the park that aren't functioning, those will put us through the work order system and we can get them fixed. Things like broken or leaking drinking fountains, playground equipment, or if you have homeless concerns, you can call 311 or use the 311 app and ask for homeless outreach. Also, if you see street conditions that are not up to standards or vending activity, the 311 app is there for you. And I'd like to introduce one of our partners who's actually here today. We work closely with Park Enforcement Patrol. And Park Enforcement Patrol, or PEP, is a team of dedicated officers who preserve and protect parks and public facilities. Park enforcement officers enforce park rules and regulations, educate the public, respond to concerns of park patrons, and ensure that all of our parks and public spaces are safe and welcoming to all visitors. All PEP officers are New York State certified peace officers, and you can spot PEP officers by their distinct all-green uniforms and unique special patrolman shields, which allow them to issue summons, make arrests when they are needed, and patrol all 5 boroughs. PEP's mission is to preserve and protect NYC parks for all visitors to enjoy. And we have Captain St. Louis with us today, who will be here to answer any questions that you may have. We were also hoping that NYPD would be able to join us tonight, but we want to make you aware of 2 community resources that we have through our partnership. NYPD has their neighborhood coordination officers, the NCOs, which are our community local problem solvers. Madison Square Park's NCOs know our neighborhood and its challenges well, and we encourage you to reach out to them directly to discuss any ongoing crime or quality of life issues that have not been mentioned above. The 13th precinct is our local precinct, and to get to know the NYC precincts that serve Madison Square Park, you can attend the community council meetings. And these strategy sessions with officers and community members help identify public safety challenges and potential solutions. To attend one of these meetings, the 13th Precinct Community Council meets on the 3rd Tuesday of each month at 6:30. And when they're held in person, it's at 230 East 21st Street, which is the 13th Precinct. And that's great. So that's the end of tonight's presentation. Thank you for joining the community update. Madison Square Park Conservancy strives to provide world-class resources for all of those who visit the park. And as a follow-up to this update, we would appreciate it if you could provide your feedback in a quick community survey. Your feedback will help guide our path forward. And as a thank you, we will randomly select 2 respondents who complete the survey by June 24th to receive a $100 Amex gift card. This is the conclusion of our plan program, but we'd like to take your questions now in the chat.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Tasha. I'm the Public Programs Associate. I'll let some questions come in, but we do have one that maybe Steph, you could, or Jess, you can answer. The new sod square in the oval lawn, there's some that look like they're turning straw color rather than green. Will they, when they're just been installed, will they be replaced?
Thanks for that question. Yeah, we're eager to have our lawn open, and we're working with our contractor to get the area restored. We are looking to get those sections of sod replaced or at least reseeded.
Great, thank you. This is for the art department. Truth, if you can answer, what is the process for submitting bodies for consideration?
Thank you, Jeff, for that question. Madison Square Park Conservancy's art program is not open call. Instead, it is curatorially driven. So Brooke Kamen-Rappaport, our chief curator, curates the program and reaches out to artists individually. Thank you.
There was an earlier question about the Cooper hawk who resides occasionally in the park, if you can provide an update. Emily or Steph, if you can answer that.
I'm so sorry I got kicked out again. If you could repeat the question.
Yeah, if you can provide an update about the Cooper hawks that was residing in the park.
Sure. So I don't have a good knowledge of that right off the top of my head, but we do have an article from a blog post that was shared in 2020 that I can share. I'll send it to Tasha and she can share in the chat.
Great. We have another art question. What is the timeline for the formal opening of the landscape and memory installation?
So Landscape and Memory opens to the public on June 2nd when the Oval Lawn opens. Thank you for that question.
We have another question regarding the dog park. Can you share details about the delay as it was originally scheduled to open in the spring?
Yeah, our dog run is on track to still open this season. We're expecting early July opening at this stage. There were some delays with supplies. We were hoping to open earlier this month, but things are looking good. And I was in there this morning and it's really coming along and I'm excited to see all the new dogs enjoying our space.
Great, thank you. And I think you touched base about this early on, Steph, but can you share the details regarding the lawn openings and the timeline for that?
So I think at this point, the Oval Lawn is anticipated to open June 2nd. We have been having crazy weather. So the lawn was just resodded about 10 days ago, and I actually was on the lawn earlier this week looking at the roots and trying to make sure that things were ready and safe for human traffic. We don't want anyone tripping on any sod that isn't quite grown in yet. So assuming that the weather works with us and we're having our grass grow in properly, we're anticipating opening on June 2nd. The auxiliary lawns have been open all season and will continue to be open at least through the fall of this year. And, you know, we're just excited to have this new lawn because we haven't resodded the Oval Lawn in over 7 years. So it really will be quite a great experience this summer.
Great, I don't see any other questions coming in, but if you do have any final questions, we can give you a few more minutes. Again, thank you guys for joining us. If you have any other questions, you can always email info@madisonsquarepark.org. And in the chat, I just shared again the survey, our community survey that we are going to be sharing out to the larger community. But if you guys have a second, please consider sharing that as is important for our planning in the future. Great. Yeah, I think we have 2 more questions. Where is the lost and found in the park?
So any item that's found in the park that's valued over $20 will be brought to the 13th precinct. So it won't be left in the park. Within 24 hours, you can go to the precinct or earlier. Our goal is to bring it there as quick as possible. Shake Shack also has a lost and found, so you can go right to the window there and ask their managers if you found an item in the park. Just remember that the 13th precinct is at 230 East 21st Street.
And lastly, if there is a bathroom on the park or plans for one.
So there is a public restroom managed by the Department of Transportation located on Madison Avenue between 23rd Street and 24th Street. It is 25 cents to operate and is self-cleaning. There are no plans to put another public restroom in the park presently, but there are a few locations around the park perimeter where you can use the restroom, including the courthouse on 25th Street. We have our partners at Italy who have a restroom, and of course, there are McDonald's and Starbucks throughout the city, and those are our recommendations.
Okay, I think that's all the questions that have come in. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to email us. Thank you.